because I haven't really got much time to set up. So I hope that my volume's up and I hope you can hear me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. The madman, Deontay Wilder, wins arbitration, the final hearing, and the court judge orders Fury versus Wilder 3. We've been trying to tell you this for the longest time. And, I don't want to hear anything now from anybody telling me anything about they knew or there's no excuses. The fact that this man, the expired contract, the lies, the humiliation to try to put Wilder through. Now who's been lying? Who's been lying? The fact that the judge has ordered Wilder versus Fury 3 says it all. The fact that you all were prepared to just let that slide, it just shows you better than the corruption that's out there. Absolutely no better. But I'm proud for Wilder. I'm happy for Wilder. And all those people who just wanted to go. I said this from time. Joshua until Fury versus Wilder has been resolved. I don't care what YouTube fanboys think. I don't care what Johnny Nelson thinks. I don't care what Eddie Hearn thinks. I don't care what Bob Arum thinks. I don't care what Frank Warren thinks. I want to hear what the judge has got to say. I want to know what the ruling is regarding Wilder and Fury and whether he had a legit contract in place. I wanted to know. And I told you all this. It's getting boring now. So those people love to come in the room and goes, "Where's your source? Where's your source?" Well, here's your source. Your source is coming from the judge. Now you all put that in your pipes and smoke it. You understand? I'm sick and tired of the nonsense, of the crap, of the propaganda, right? And this is it, right? And where's your source? Where'd you get information from? And the one guy who'd been saying this over and over and over again was Chris. There's no stepping aside. I done told you, man, that there was going to be no stepping aside whatsoever. So and those people, you never saw me promoting Joshua versus Fury, did you? You never saw me promote that fight. Ever promote that fight. Do you know what I mean? I told you Wilder ain't running away from no one. I told you the way Wilder was training, it didn't look right. The way he was training looked like he was training for Fury. The way he was moving. And the other thing? Boxing fans are so fickle. You talk about Deontay Wilder all the time. You talk about Deontay Wilder, he's got no technical skills. So now the guy's now turned round to improve. He's got rid of Jay Diaz, thank goodness, right? He's brought Malik Scott, who's been a surprise for me. Yeah, he has been a surprise. And Wilder looks technically better now than he's ever done in his career. And that was when he was with Mark Breland and Jay Diaz. So what's going on now? What are people going to tell me now? Mark Breland was so great. Because in all the time Mark Breland was with Deontay Wilder, all those years, Wilder never threw combinations like that, never moved like that, never moved his head like that. So what is Malik Scott the greatest trainer of all time? Or is Mark Breland a lot of hype? I don't know. What I do know is that Wilder looks the business. He looks very good. I don't know if it's going to take away from his punching power. And I don't know if the way he's training now is going to put him in a position to get knocked out easier. Do you understand? In saying it, Ingram Davis has pulled it off again, drinking buckets from that fountain of youth and knew the arbitration outcome. Ingram the beast. Evening, Ingram. All this back and forth, we could have easily had Wilder, Fury 3 and AJ Usyk in that time. I kept telling you, we didn't hear the announcement about Joshua Joyce and Usyk, it weren't adding up. It just wasn't adding up. Man, just put some respect in my name, man, and put respect in BWTM Sports, and put respect on our guests as well, because all that time you all were giving Chris a hard time. You all were giving Chris a hard time, and Chris is gonna come back on the show, and you all are gonna get it, because all them man that were giving all that nonsense about how we were talking crap. It's time. It's his. It's, as they say, thunder fire time. I believe Wilder he's gonna get his title back. I believe so. I really do. As a wise man once said, whenever Tyson speaks, think the opposite. I did say that. I kept telling you all that about Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But and Fury knows he's a more dangerous fighter than Joshua. Fury knows that. Fury knows that. You know, the news has just come out. Let's get Lennox in the room. I was looking forward to seeing Big Josh and watching Fury go at it, but it seems there's a bit of a twist. There's a bit of a twist. And Deontay Wilder, he don't want to give that title up. Lennox he's lost the title. But still, he still wants that. He still wants that opportunity, to put things right, with Fury. Yeah. But Lennox, he fought it once already, But he might come again, He looks good. He looks sharp, You know what I mean? It's just military mindset, innit? You know what I mean? You just gotta, we went with option number 2. You know what I mean? It's like a soap opera, isn't it? It's like a soap opera. And Eddie Hearn's running around telling everybody, yeah, Fury versus Wilder, August 14th, yeah, or 17th, yeah. But the man's made the announcement, and we haven't even heard from arbitration. So I'm like, how can you make an announcement, but you've made announcements like that before? How can you make an announcement, yet still the arbitration was not ruled? Somebody said on one of their channels that it was just mediation. It was just mediation. This is beyond mediation. I was here to like, it was 80 million at one point, but Wilder's wife let it be known to Michelle Joy Phelps. She let her know. Fury and Joshua ain't fighting. They ain't fighting one another. They have to see Wilder first. Listen, all I'm asking for you all to do in this room, smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Please do that and share this video. So, how does this work out now? Fury versus Wilder 3. We can get to that Wilder versus Joshua fight. Interesting. Sean knows yes, Sean. Please do smash the like button. Plus, share the video. You know what I mean? I did not for one point talk about Fury versus Joshua. I didn't. And I said I had a dream about 3-4 nights ago, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and I said I had a dream, and the dream was like this. It was Tyson Fury in the ring, and there was a person coming towards the ring, and it looked like Anthony Joshua, the way the person was built, the way they were walking towards the ring. And then as they started getting closer, I said, wait, that's not Joshua. That's not Joshua's build. That's not Joshua. That's Deontay Wilder. But it looked like it was Joshua coming to the ring. And it was actually Deontay Wilder. I thought, if this dream works out to be anything like this, it's going to be crazy. So, are they still going to push ahead with this? To be fair, I want to see AJ versus Wilder, but unfortunately we won't see it anytime soon because Fury will beat Wilder again for a third time. I don't know. Saluting him, yes. Yeah, good to see you in the room. Let me get these comments up because I'm using this this thing here, and I'm using it via like all chat. Yeah, all chats in the room. Great. LOL, soap opera. No one believed you, but you were right. Most of them don't damn well believe me, man. Um, Deontay Wilder. She's saying Deontay Wilder must be have been walked out of the room shouting to this day. Till true, I think Fury beats Wilder a third time. Wilder does not train nor have the years of experience as Fury. I don't know. I don't know. You all saying that Fury wins his third fight. Now, in the first fight, I thought Wilder was going to cook him. In the second fight, I thought Wilder was going to cook him. But I don't know because I still have question marks. In the arbitration, I want to know whether Wilder, if it was brought up in arbitration about these gloves. Now, what you have to think to yourself for 1 second more is, all these people that are calling Deontay Wilder crazy. And remember, I did that one on. Go back to the video I did on Deontay Wilder, and when he was talking, he did his interview with my good friend Brian Custer. Go back and listen to that talk I did on that video. And I said, suppose Deontay Wilder isn't crazy, as everyone says he is. Just for 1 second, suppose he isn't. And suppose he wasn't lying about those gloves. And suppose he wasn't lying about being drugged. Suppose he was telling the truth. Well, you all said he was lying about the contract. You all said he was lying and said the contract expired. You all said he was a crazy and a madman. Are you still so convinced that what Wilder was saying about the gloves is still a conspiracy theory? Because, once again, this man has come up trumps. He won the first case in the mediation. He won that. And Fury tried to ignore him. And from that point, he chased and went through with it. So what did Deontay Wilder have that Eddie Hearn, think this a second, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, those men there, all those men collectively together couldn't stop Deontay Wilder. And I told you, Deontay Wilder have got the heavyweight division by its balls. And we should have taken a hint at this when Tyson Fury hadn't fought since the last time he fought Deontay Wilder. Joshua was able to fight Pulev in the interim. We should have got the hint there. We should have been more concerned when when Usyk and Joyce wasn't called out. We should have been more concerned because Wilder was still around at the table while all this nonsense was going on, and we ignored Deontay Wilder. I said, don't ignore Deontay Wilder. And the way Deontay Wilder's pictures was, the way he's posting certain pictures like he was controlled, he knew what was going on. And then, when he said an eye for an eye, I said to you, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, but an eye for an eye. You're saying an eye for an eye. So you believe a man's wronged you. That man's beat you. A man's wronged you. Now, if he believes a man has wronged him, and he believes he is entitled to a third fight, now the judge has backed that up. Please smash the like button while you're in the room, please. Smash that like button. Say no to the haters. Smash the like button when you're in the room. It doesn't cost anything to push the like button. Please smash the like button. So all these things I kept saying to you, this guy's meant to be crazy. He's meant to be a madman. You have to ask some serious questions now as boxing fans, who you're listening to and where you're getting the stories from. But all of them have got answers. I've got questions to answer. Why is it that they lied for so long? Got the fans' hopes up. Why? I don't know. But arbitration has ruled Wilder versus Fury 3. I say Wilder versus Fury 3 because it's as good as damn a victory for me. I'm glad Wilder looked. Okay, let's see. Let's get these comments up again, please. It keeps disappearing on me. All chat, please. Thank you. Anything is possible right now. When has Fury won a title and successfully defended it? That's what makes the third fight so intriguing. Anything's possible now. Does anyone know the details and penalties if Fury does not fight Wilder? I believe he can be stripped of his title. I believe. I'm not don't know how true that is, but I do know there's 80 million on the table. That I think that was the figure, and I also know that Arum with Fury is at a loss. Yes, just good, brother. This is good for boxing. It proves a valid contract is important in the sport of boxing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This one they could. This one I'm so glad. I'm so happy because I know how these guys, these men think. They think that they can just roll over people. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. Maybe Wilder vs Fury is the best thing that happened to boxing. Both fighters have pushed each other up. Super fight 3 would conquer the world if it's held in the right time zone. Oh yeah. I've got Wilder in the third fight. I really have. I've got Wilder in the third fight. By knockout. And if you fall into contract violation, could they also stop you from fighting? I said they stop Fury from fighting. I said that Fury could not fight until the ruling was heard. That's what I said. Has Fury fought since? Back in December, I told you, Wilder's got Fury by the balls. I think it's still a 50-50 fight, which is why Fury doesn't want it next. There you go. Fury don't want Wilder again, man. Fury don't want Wilder again. Right. I want to talk about something else very quickly. JB, that man, Joshua Buatsi. I want to talk about him for about 3 minutes. It was a post, actually, that I'm going to talk about. Nonsense. A nonsense post it was. I didn't watch Buatsi versus Dos Santos, I think his name was. I didn't watch it. Guy was unbeaten, but there was no way they were going to put Buatsi with anyone who's going to give him any sort of resistance. I didn't watch the fight. I just saw a guy go square up against the ropes and get hit with an overhand right, and that was that. Now, in the comment section, it was on Instagram, and the person put Joshua Buatsi, the future of the light heavyweight division. I'm like, what makes him the future of the light heavyweight division? What makes him the future of the light heavyweight division? He has not fought one credible opponent yet. Credible. He's not fought no one in the top 10. How can he be the future of the light heavyweight division? He is yet another hype job. I'm telling you now, but you ain't listening. You ain't listening. The guy hasn't had to take a real punch by anyone who can punch him back yet. He hasn't had to face anyone who's physically strong, right? Who can punch and crack. He hasn't fought anybody who wants to really have a go. And the guy that tried to have a go was that Ryan Ford. Wearing up and throwing bolo punches against Dos Santos like a fast bowler does not make you the future of the light heavyweight division. And I don't give a damn about how he looks on camera, looking as a class act. That's all that Sky bullshit. I have to pardon my French, but I have to call it what it is. Because you speak nice on camera does not mean you're going to be champion of the world. Because you speak nice on camera doesn't mean you can fight a lick. If you can fight, you can fight. Simple as that. If you can't fight, you can't fight. If you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter. If you're articulate, that's great. But it doesn't mean a lick if a man can speak well. He can speak well. That's that. Andre Ward can speak brilliantly. Don't tell me that Joshua Buatsi could speak more articulately than Andre Ward, light heavyweight. Don't tell me that. But Ward couldn't sell a ticket himself. But I think Ward was badly handled, to be honest. His PR was garbage, personal opinion. Thought she was she had no clue what she was doing. She's absolute garbage, and she was half the problem why Ward was the state he was in. Personal opinion. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's my personal feelings. But Ward's class act. We've got to stop that. Hey, how we doing, my friend? Good evening, Denise. Hope that you're well. Please don't tell me it's class act business. I don't want to hear it. All I want to know is, can he fight? Can he beat Callum Johnson? I don't think so. Can he beat Anthony Yard? I don't think so. Buatsi is well managed. Let's see him tested. How about Lyndon? He can't beat Lyndon Arthur. He cannot beat Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur is one of my picks to become world champion. I'm picking him to become world champion. I told you all about Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur is a class act. Lyndon Arthur, you know what Lyndon Arthur reminds me of? Lyndon Arthur reminds me of the boxing you used to have on BBC. Grandstand. Back in them days. Grandstand or midweek sports special when Nigel Benn was coming for the ranks. That's the kind of fighter I think Lyndon Arthur is. He's got old school trainer in Pat Barrett. They do things fundamentally well. He's not like most British fighters that can only fight one way. The guy can box off the front foot. He can box off the back foot. The guy is a far more adaptable fighter than Buatsi. Buatsi fights just one way. This guy can adapt. He can box on the front foot. He can box on the back foot. He can box with just a jab. He put combinations together. He can brawl. He can box. He can give you lateral movement. He's like an old fox. Lyndon Arthur, I believe, is going to be a world-class fighter. I really do believe that. I would love to see him and Joe Smith. Love to see that fight. Not just yet, but I'd love to see him and Joe Smith go at it. Do you believe that Joshua Buatsi could beat Joe Smith? Really? I don't believe so. I don't believe so at all. You know, but that's neither here nor there. Glad to see you with Virgil Hunter, but we have to see Joshua Buatsi with a decent fighter now. It's gone on too long. For Olympian, he has been protected for too long, and he can't keep fighting these guys. I've seen him fight for a European title. You know, it's time to step him up. I don't know why they delayed him for so long. So the verdict is still out on Joshua Buatsi. Oh, hello. Good evening. How are you? Good to see you in the room. So the verdict for me is out on Joshua Buatsi. So, like I said, as I close off tonight, and I've been telling you all for a year, almost, Deontay Wilder wins arbitration. The dream I had has come to pass, and now we could be looking at Wilder versus Fury 3. I wonder how they're feeling in Saudi Arabia at the moment. Now, there is one other strong possibility. Check this out. If Wilder, like the arbitration, let's imagine this for a second. Wilder fights on the undercard of Fury versus Joshua. Gets paid step-aside money and gets guaranteed the winner of Joshua versus Fury. Now, the problem with this is Tyson Fury doesn't stick to contracts. We know this. And if Tyson Fury were to somehow beat Anthony Joshua, I think he'd retire. I think he'd run into I think he'd retire. I don't think Fury would stick around to fight Wilder in the third fight. Remember he said he wouldn't fight Wilder again? Remember when Fury said he wouldn't fight Wilder again? Well, he owes Bob Arum a lot of money. So, I don't think Bob's going to want to be paying out 80 million for a guy he's losing money on. I don't think so. So, It is what it is. If Wilder fights like in first remains to fight, then he has a chance. No, I think you've got to think that Wilder's improved as a fighter. I believe he has improved, being under Malik Scott. So I think we're going to see a different Deontay Wilder. Ingram's a tough critic. Don't go in front of him as an inspiring musician. Ingram, the dream crusher. I'm not a dream crusher. I just don't deal with BS. Please, don't try and sell me a Mercedes when it's a three-wheeler. Don't. Been watching boxing long enough. And don't. Just don't do it. It's not about dream killing at all. I think Deontay Wilder would jump at the chance and probably chase him down. Tyson Fury will not fight Deontay Wilder again. Don't have a choice now, you big doss. Wilder's probably been laughing all this way. I know people like Johnny Nelson are going to have to apologise again. Calling this man crazy and mad. And the same people that want to run around talking about mental health. They all talk about mental health with Deontay Wilder. All these people called him crazy. All these people called him mad. It's not good. It's not good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 23 people watching. 23 likes. Well, we all know on YouTube it's not 23 people that are watching. We know that already. It's probably more 123 people watching. But anyway, much love to you all. I bid you a fond farewell. And it is kind of getting boring. I told you so. But I did tell you so. This has been BWTM Sports Gaming. Hold on. More posts. Wilder would get paid a lot of money to step aside. Deontay Wilder's smile is probably so big you can see wisdom teeth. No progress since then for me. The equalizer's gone him out of trouble a few times, not all the time. Buatsi, Craig Richards, logical next fight. Okay, I didn't see you people in the room chatting, so I'm just going to go through your questions. Yep, that's a good fight. I think undercard could be great, helping upcoming fighters, helping in boxing. All eyes on that fight, super fight 3. Let's have it. Good show and goodbye until the next one. BWTN Sports Gaming, you were absolutely correct. Oh, the attorney's in the room. Wow! Attorney Gibbs is in the room. You were absolutely correct. I just could not let the cat out of the bag. Blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means so much coming from a qualified an attorney. I just appreciate it. I know I saw your comments before. And yeah. Well, just a question I'd like to ask you before you disappear. Now you're in the room, Attorney Gibbs. Question. This ruling, is this legal ruling? Does that mean that Tyson Fury has to face Deontay Wilder? Or does this mean that he could still sidestep Deontay Wilder and still fight Joshua? Because Eddie Hearn's been talking a whole heap of stuff. And I've told people before, Hearn talks a lot of stuff. So how does it work? Can you explain me the process? Is there any penalties? I heard there was an $80 million that Fury had to pay out. I also understood that it wasn't actually any day now. What's that there? What's this any day now? Until the next one. Any day now. Yeah, well, look, it's gonna. I just want to hear what the attorney's got to say before we disappear. I really appreciate when people. Now we need to know: is Jones Usyk going to happen, or will we have to wait for a Mayback? Come on with it. That's what Ed's been saying. You believe that guy? You believe that? I don't believe a word he says. I'm sorry, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. He's full of it. And I tell you, if Wilder versus Fury 3 happens, that's the second super fight in the heavyweight division he's screwed up. The second one. The first one was Wilder versus Joshua. Eddie Hearn has a forked tongue for a reason. I don't know. Maybe he'll still make it happen. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see if the attorney's got something to say before I disappear. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes for the attorney because it's probably a long thing they are typing. I'll count 30 seconds and I'll disappear. 29, 28, 20, 19, 18, 17. Yes, it's legally binding. He has until September the 15th, 2021 September 15th to satisfy obligation. There was an important case that set the precedence. I want to get this. There was an important case that set the precedent that judge considered. Ooh. Wow. Big stuff there. Attorney Gibbs, really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'm not permitted to state the case. If Wilder smart, he'd allow them to fight, take step aside money with a guarantee to fight the winner. Then he'd only need to fight. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that because Fury cannot be trusted. If Fury beats Joshua, he cannot be trusted. And Joshua didn't fight Fury before, a while before. That I wouldn't want to have to deal with Hearn and Joshua, right? No. So if I'm Wilder, I take the fight now against Fury. Real boxing fans want the Joshua Fury. It's the top two guys, all the belts. Wilder got absolutely wrecked with ease. Wilder should rebound. He got wrecked with ease, but we still, like I've said before, and I'll say it again. You say real boxing fans that are protective of the sport will want to ensure there's less corruption in the sport. Real boxing fans care about the sport rather than seeing two guys fight. There's laws and there's contracts for a reason. So real boxing fans, real genuine boxing fans, not fanatics. There's a difference. Fanatics want to see Joshua versus Fury. I get that. Real boxing fans want to see contracts abided by. Thank you. And I will end on that note. If you can still agree that Joshua versus Fury should be overriding a legal binding contract. There was 3 fights agreed. 3 fights agreed. When it was agreed, we all were happy with it. It's a contract. Honor the damn contract. Because let me tell you something. If you had a contract in a job and you were meant to pay a certain amount of money and you didn't get that money, you'd be going to court wanting to get the money. Want to get the perspective of the fans. The fans don't pay for you when you're in a hospital bed, right? And you cannot fight for yourself. So I'm sorry, but I can't agree with that. I'm sorry. This one we're going to disagree on. How can the clause? I can't believe you're still talking about the clause. We've just had a attorney in the room. There's been no lapse of contract. Read what the attorney had to say. I am out of here. Thank you very much. Have a great night. And like I said, the judge has ruled in Wilder's favour. Of course, fanatics want to see Joshua versus Fury. ahead. Wilder Fury gonna be bigger than AJ Fury will ever be. So I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight. There's everything in it: legal, contracts, lies, and all the rest that come with it. And what will be very interesting with this fight, what will be very interesting in this fight, right, is if Deontay Wilder, during the presses, reveals the truth about what Fury did with those gloves. If he can prove it, it'll be something special. That would make that press conference even more amazing. But we told you here, we warned you, we told you about the judge, we told you it was going to happen, and now it's happened. Thank you all for watching. We're out. Take care.